Hey guys, before I get into this video, I just want to say that this was something I was planning to do for many months now. I was planning to do it with several booktubers, and it caused me a bit of stress, a bit of worry, as I've never really done anything like this before, and neither have these other booktubers. And yeah, this is just something different on my channel, so I hope that you enjoy. Also as well guys, I do have some new glasses. I've just picked them up today. I've only been wearing them for about an hour or so, and my eyes are a bit are trying to focus on everything, so apologies if I seem a bit spaced out. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and if you are new here, hi, welcome. And if you have been watching my channel for a while now, welcome back. So for several months I have been talking with literally Lizzie. I will put a picture of her channel up here, and she's a massive fan of my channel and my videos, and she likes my content. And we were discussing possible collaboration videos, and I said, well, why don't we do a buddy read on a particular novel? And she said, well, why don't we do a readathon? And I thought, okay, that's a massive jump between a book buddy read and a readathon, as I've never really done a readathon before. And I was a bit hesitant at first, as it seemed really a massive undertaking, at the time, and I was very stressed out and worried about it. And she's never done anything like this before, and she was very encourageable with trying to convince me and get me round to the idea, and yeah, that's what I'll be talking about in this video. So originally we was talking about different ideas for this readathon. At first it was I think she had like an idea about a situation where you have a character where they are working inside a bookstall, or a bookshop rather, and the manager or the boss of this bookshop is being very suspicious, and the many prompts that you were to undergo was to uncover why this boss was being so mysterious all the time. And I told her that this was a bit confusing and very complicated, and I didn't get it, and if chances are that I didn't get it, then no one that would want to do this readathon would actually get it as well. So then it went on to another idea, which was to have prompts that focus specifically on influential females throughout history, and that was what I originally thought that that the readathon was actually going to be all about. So after that, Lizzie told me that that idea for influential females throughout history idea wasn't set in stone, and it kind of evolved into what I'm going to tell you today. So after many different ideas discussed back and forth between me and the other hosts, which I'll mention in a minute, the idea for this readathon was finalised, and the name of this readathon is called A Bookworm's New Year Readathon. And this focuses around giving everyone the opportunity to read anything that they missed in 2020, and give them a chance to read that particular book in January, which the readathon takes place in. It also gives you guys the opportunity to read different genres and different authors that you maybe missed last year, or actually this year rather, and that you would like to dip your toes into and maybe experience different genres and different authors and maybe different perspectives from different people. So this readathon is going to go on for 1 month. It's going to start on the 1st of January 2021, and it's going to go all the way through the entire month up until the 31st of January. And the reason why it's 1 month long is because it gives you guys the opportunity to go at your own pace and maybe not be afraid to pick up a big book, and it will give you guys plenty of opportunity and time to read as many books that you would like to throughout the beginning of next year. So how is this readathon going to work, and how are you guys going to be able to take part in it? Well, Literally Lizzie has designed this beautiful bingo card, and the rules are really straightforward and simple. You have to pick 3 prompts in a row. So it can be any way. It can be from the middle, it can be up and down, it can be in the middle from side to side, it can be diagonally, either way. You can even miss the middle prompt completely or entirely, and just focusing around the outsides of the bingo card itself. And so you have to go into a straight line, and you cannot bend the line, so you cannot like miss a prompt and go in a different direction, which I will show here. When you have completed a row, you can pick random prompts when you completed three in a row. So after you completed 3 in a row, you can then choose random prompts that aren't connected to that line, and you can do it this way, or you can maybe start off a different line. And yes, you can double up on prompts. So for example, I am going to be doubling up on a physical book left unread for the longest, and a book that I am intimidated by. Or you can triple up on your prompts, or technically you can do all of the 9 prompts with only 1 book, but you've got to be very specific on that particular book, and it's got to cover all of the 9 prompts in that 1 book. But you can double up or triple up, or however you want, or if you want to, you can have 1 book for each prompt. And the novel that you guys choose for these prompts don't actually have to be fictional books. They can be non-fiction books, as long as the book itself, whatever genre it is, focuses around that prompt or fulfills it in some way. And also, you don't have to read physical books. You can read ebooks or listen to audiobooks, or you can focus on physical copies. So this gives you guys the opportunity to take part in this readathon, no matter what your lifestyle is, no matter how busy you are with work or the holidays, or your reading tastes or preferences. It enables everyone to take part in this readathon. So now I'm just going to go through each individual prompt one at a time and explain to you what these prompts mean and go into them in a little bit of detail. But anyway, all these individual prompts are really self-explanatory, but I will go through them with you guys one at a time, just so there's no confusion in that what they actually mean. So the first prompt, which is a book you meant to read in 2020. This can be any novel that you, as it actually says, that you wanted to read this year but you wasn't able to do so for whatever reason. It can be any length, it can be whatever you want to actually read. It can be a book that maybe you have been recommended to read by a friend or a booktuber, and that you wanted to get to this year, but you, for some weird reason, you didn't get round to it. Prompt 2, a 2021 reading goal. So this can be anything that you want to accomplish next year. Maybe you want to read more of a specific genre, such as classic science fiction, or maybe you want to read more novels from a specific author, such as I want to read more novels from Brandon Sanderson next year. So every month I will be reading a novel from that author. So this prompt can, so you can fill this prompt with any goal that you want to achieve next year. It doesn't have to be every single month. It can be in general. Prompt 3, a physical book left unread the longest. So this is strictly a physical book option, and it maybe you've had a book laying around on your bookshelves or in your room or in your house somewhere, and you have been meaning to get round to it, but for some reason you haven't got round to reading it yet. This gives you guys the opportunity to pick that book up and finally read it. Prompt 4, reread a favourite book from 2011. So again, this is self-explanatory. You are able to read one of your favourite books, no matter what genre it is, or whatever it is, it gives you the opportunity to pick up any book that you have read in the last 10 years and read and give it a reread. Prompt 5, top of your TBR. So some people may have a very strict list of novels that they want to read. They may have like maybe a top 10 or top 20 novels that they want to read in order, and number one obviously being their most anticipated read, or the book that they want to read next on their TBR list. Although some people like me have a like a pile of books, and there are several books in that pile that you maybe want to read, I would just blindly pick one that you really want to read in 2021. Prompt 6, a book you are intimidated by. So this is why this readathon, in my opinion, is 1 month long, is that it gives you guys the opportunity to pick up a more chunkier book that you may be intimidated by because of its size, and it gives you the opportunity to read that novel and not being afraid to pick it up in the first place, because the readathon is in a short amount of time. Because this is a 1 month readathon, it gives you guys the opportunity to read a more chunkier book. But in order to fulfill this prompt, you don't have to read a more chunkier book. You can read a small book, as long as it's a novel that intimidates you for whatever reason. Maybe it's the genre, maybe it's the author, maybe it's the characters, maybe it's that people have been doing reviews on it and they have been completely nerding out on the book and it's completely been baffling to you and it's maybe intimidated you in some way. So as long as the book itself intimidates you in some way, it fulfills this prompt, despite its size. Prompt 7. A book written by a POC, or person of colour. So for this prompt, you can fulfill it by reading any novel from any author, as long as they are a different nationality to yourself. So they can be a black author, Indian author, Muslim author, Asian author, doesn't matter, as long as they are a different nationality from yourself, as it's really important to read different novels from different people's backgrounds and ethnic origins, and read and experience people's stories from different people that have experienced life differently than yourself. Prompt 8. A book from a different genre. This gives you guys the opportunity to read a novel or to pick up a book that's completely out of your comfort zone, that you have maybe wanted to actually get into. Maybe you wanted to get into thrillers, horrors, science fiction, fantasy novels, classics, poetry, anything. And but you have been curious about this genre. You wanted to maybe read a book from that genre and to see whether it will be your jam or not. For me, I am going to be picking up a detective story for this prompt. I'm going to be reading the Dresden Files, as I don't really read that many detective stories. And the last prompt, prompt 9, a debut novel. So this can be a novel focusing on a popular author, such as you can read Stephen King's Carrie, or you can read a novel from a self-published author, as long as it's their first ever published work. Another thing that you can do is that you can read a novel written by a booktuber, such as myself. I am going to be reading The Colour of Our Souls, which is written by a fellow booktuber. This is her first novel, and this is the novel that I will be reading to fulfill this prompt. So that is all the prompts, guys. Hopefully I've explained each of them properly and in detail, and you guys aren't confused about them. If you need me to maybe go into a bit more detail and you want me to explain myself a little bit more, just send me some comments down below and I will do my best to answer them as best as I can. So now I just want to say a little bit about the hosts of this readathon. Obviously I am one of them. There are 4 hosts for this readathon, and they are literally Lizzie, which has been our leader. She has been amazing. She's even designed the bingo cards, and she has been responsible for emailing us and creating an email group and putting this whole thing together. She's been amazing, and she has been incredible. And the other hosts are Mindy's Book Journey and Noel 7 Pages. Hope you have said their channel right. And I will link all of these hosts and their channels down in the description box down below. So go over to their channels and say hi to them, and I will put each of their announcement videos down there as well, so please check out their announcement videos as well. So during the readathon, if you upload a review video for a book for a specific prompt for this readathon, if you there is a hashtag that we have designed and thought of that you can put in your title name for that specific video. And this hashtag is hashtag New Year's Readathon 2021. And maybe you can put it in the description as well for that video. And this makes it more easier. And this makes it more easier for people to search people that are taking part in this readathon. And yes, I will be taking part in this readathon as well as the other hosts. I am going to be planning to do as many of these prompts as I can, although I am going to be doubling up on some of them. And just a quick reminder as well, guys, this readathon is going to be going on from the 1st of January 2021 to the 31st of January. So that's my announcement video, guys. Hopefully it hasn't been too long. I've tried to make it as short and concise as I possibly can. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a massive like. Comment down below, let me know if you are going to be taking part in this readathon, or if it's something that you are interested in doing. Once again, if you have any questions about anything that I've just said, please comment it down below, and I will do my best to answer as many of your questions as I possibly can. If you have enjoyed this video as well, please consider subscribing. Click on that bell so it tells you whenever I upload videos, which is every Monday and Friday. But throughout December, I will potentially be uploading videos on Wednesdays as well. So lastly, guys, have a Merry Christmas, and I will see you all in my next video.